Alright, Standards Practice Week 4. Number 1. Selected response. Solve negative 2x is greater than or equal to negative 18. So let's look at this. Alright, so this is multiplication. So to undo multiplication, we have to use the inverse operation, which is division. So I'm being multiplied by negative 2 on this side, so I'm going to divide by negative 2 to cancel it out. So this changes to 1. The only thing you need to be careful of besides the sign is anytime you divide or multiply by a negative, you have to reverse my inequality sign. So that's going to be where it's tricky. Number 2. Which ordered pair is a solution to the equation y equals 3x plus 6? Well, every ordered pair is written as an x and then a y. So if I plug these values into here, I want to know if it works. So my y equals 1, 3, and then my x is now 3, plus 6. Does this work? No, because 3 times 3 is 9, and 9 plus 6 is definitely not 1, so this does not work. So this is x, this is y, so I'm plugging it into here. So 3, which is the y value, equals 3 times whatever x is, which is negative 3, plus 6. And you can check each one until you get it right. So that's x and then y. So y equals, so 6 equals 3 times 0 plus 6. And on this one, it is 0 equals 3 times 6 plus 6. So you have to figure out which one of these works, and that would be your solution. Number 3, the function rule h of x equals 2x plus 6. So this is written in function notation. This h of x is the same thing as y equals. This represents the height, h, in centimeters of a plant after x weeks of growth. I can see that it is in slope-intercept form. So the slope is 2, and the y-intercept, which is the b value, is 6. Graph the function if the plant continues to grow at the same rate. How tall will it be after 9 weeks? Well, let's look at this. Okay, so my y-intercept is 6. So I'm going to start at 6. And then my slope is 2, so that means up 2 over 1. Now be careful since this already counts by 2. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. Okay, so since these count by 2s and the slope is 2, which is the same thing as 2 over 1. Okay, so go up 2 over 1. Up 2 over 1. Up 2 over 1. Up 2 over 1. And you can keep going. Graph the function point continues to grow at the same rate. So it starts here. We're not worried about the negative because we won't have negative weeks. How tall will it be after 9 weeks? Well, I could just go over to 9 and look at where that would be. I could estimate where that would be. Or I could just use the formula. Since this is my function, and I want to know what's the height once it's 9 weeks, I could just plug in 9 for x. So 2 times 9 plus 6. So 2 times 9 is 18. And then you just figure out that, and that will tell you how tall it will be after 9 weeks. Alright, let's go to the next one. Erase this. Number 4. Consider the ordered pairs 0, 40, 145, 250, 355, 460, and 565. So first thing I want to know is represent the ordered pairs in this table. Well, the first number is always x, and the second number is always y in each one. And then say for this, so 0 is matched up with 40, 1's matched up with 45, 2 is 50, 3 is 55, 4 is 60, and 5 is 65. So I already noticed that each of my x's goes up by 1, and my y's goes up by 5. So B says represent the ordered pairs as an equation. Well, I know that my y-intercept is when it's crosses the y-axis. That means x is 0. So that would be 40. So this is my y-intercept. Y-intercept, which value is b. And then my slope should be how much does my y's change over how much my x's change. Well, my y's changed by 5 every time my x's changed by 1. So my slope is just 5. So I have my slope and my y-intercept, so I can actually do my slope-intercept form. Y equals 5x plus 40. Represent the ordered pairs and the equation as a graph. So I could just plot these points. Notice there is this break, which means it skips some numbers. So 40, 45, 50, 50. So they're still counted by 5s. So start at 40, and then 45, and then 50, 55. Okay. And then this is linear. Describe the situation that ordered pairs might represent. So you're going to give a scenario in which you would start at 40, and each time something increases, you go up by 5.